Testing, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing. There we go, okay, that's fine. Now let's start. Oh fuck, we need to switch something up right now. We get you in the frame. Hold on, you gotta fucking try your best to get in it. You might have to back up like here-ish, I think. Move the chair. It's very weird with the camera angle I have now. That good? Yep. Alright, so boys, we're back. It's been a couple months probably. I think since week 9.
Yeah.
But we're back with a playoff simulator here. And we're going to be going over what's going on. Yeah, the Packers should be here, where the 7th seed is. The bummy ass Seahawks are
We
there.
should be here too. We should be here too. But you know, stuff happens. Flacco just didn't want to see the Steelers.
But yeah, we'll get right into this. We'll let Horner go first on this, and we'll start off with the AFC side. We'll go down like here.
We go like there. Okay.
Yeah. So who you got in the Chargers-Jaguars game?
The Chargers are healthy.
Mike Williams just got hurt.
I think he's gonna be fine. They said he should play.
I haven't read anything about it.
I mean, this is the healthiest the Chargers have been. I went back and forth on this game. This is the only game I really went back and forth on. I think the Jags are young, and I think their time is coming. But I like the Chargers in this game.
So you got Chargers.
I like the Chargers in a close one, yes.
All right. So we got Ravens-Bengals.
Bengals
Lamar is maybe playing.
I'm taking the Bengals still.
Taking the Bengals no matter what.
Taking the Bengals no matter what. I think the Bengals always just turn up at the playoffs.
Too much star power.
Yeah, I think it's too much.
And I think this, if Tua plays, is the game of the week.
I don't think
Other
either
than
way.
Over here.
I don't think either way. I like the Bills. I think they're playing this for DeMar. Then on the other side.
Yeah, we'll start off with the NFC now.
I know the Cowboys are overwhelming favorites. And I'm still going to take them in this game.
You're taking Cowboys.
I'm taking the Cowboys. I went back and forth on that one too. Another game that 50-50. I can see an upset happening. I'm going to go with the Giants. I'm going to go with the better head coach of the two. Yeah. Brian Daboll. Even though he's young, I'm going to have the Giants. And then I think this game's all Niners. They beat them already. They beat them. I think they sweep them this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Niners. So let's
Niners
see what
are the hottest team in the NFL right now. All right. So now we'll start with the NFC side for you.
I like the Niners still. Give me the Niners and then give me the Eagles in the divisional game.
Yeah, and then we got.
That's gonna be the game of the year.
Bengals, Bills. Didn't get to see it.
Didn't get to see it yet. Both teams kind of have probably something they've saved from the game they played. I think this is for DeMar. I think
you got Bills over Bengals.
Yes.
Chargers, Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs.
This dude right here. You gotta get in the film. You gotta get in the film. This dude right here said the Chiefs wouldn't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Go back to the video. I think I forgot what it's called, but just go back to one of them and you'll see what the title is. He had the Chiefs in last place in the AFC West.
I did.
Every other team making the playoffs other than the Chiefs.
I did. That was
not looking good for you right now. But now we'll get the AFC and NFC championships. Oh fuck.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Or I'm gonna go with the Bills
for DeMar.
All
right,
and then on the other side, this is gonna be a really good game, a shootout. I think I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I like the home field.
Super Bowl.
I think the Eagles do it. I really do.
All right, then we'll go to the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl shocked the world. Like, the world's gonna be shaken. Bills Mafia.
Two of the best crowds in the league.
Two of the best crowds in the league.
1 versus 2.
This is for DeMar.
Should be 1 versus 1. So you got the Bills winning the Super Bowl.
Yes, the Bills win this bowl.
So here's what he got right here.
It's the bracket. A few things I could see change. I could see the Jags beating the Chargers for sure. I could see the Bengals beating the Bills. I could definitely see the Vikings beating the Giants. I mean, you could see any of these things happen, really. But I think I like my bracket. I like what I'm going kind of with the hotter hands. You know, I think the Eagles with Jalen Hurts back adds a completely different dimension to their offense.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the receivers, and I think Devontae Smith enters the top 10 receiver conversation by the end of this playoffs.
Don't you guys might be thinking I'm copying.
Enters.
Okay. How many top 10 receivers do you want in this in the league? Because there are so many good receivers.
I agree. There's a lot of great receivers right now in the NFL.
Me and you have talked about this off camera, of course. I think receivers are the second most talented position in the league. I think edge rusher is superior to every other position in the league.
I agree. I think we will see like a passing record this playoffs. I think there's a lot of great passing teams.
Yeah, there's not that. Well, the Niners are a great running team.
The Cowboys
are a pretty good running team.
The Giants.
This is what scares me about the Buccaneers right here. They cannot run the football at all.
Right.
They can't.
Right. Especially against.
And I'll save all my things for mine right now, but we'll see how this all can turn out.
Yeah, right. I agree. Everything.
I like some of the upsets you have because I have a little bit myself.
All right, let's go. Is it?
So I'm gonna get a wild card against them.
Go previous maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Unclick all my picks.
There we go. We're in the wild card. All right. So now we'll go to the boy NRM side. If it lets me unclick these.
It really wants you to pick the Giants, I guess.
All right, we'll just start there. I am taking the Giants. I was, no matter what.
Okay.
The Vikings are frauds, and now it unclicks it. Okay. Vikings are frauds. Giants, I got Giants over Vikings. We all start off on the NFC side. San Fran's just too hot to pick against. I agree. Geno started the right back at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I was saying it.
Yeah,
but
I think
this San Fran game to win. Even if it was the Packers, I don't know what I could say about it. But I gotta take them. And then Dallas Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Are you taking them?
You cannot go against Brady in the playoffs right now. You still can't. I don't give a fuck. I think Dallas is just not as. They're not a good team. I had them at 8 wins before the year started.
Yeah, they eclipsed that.
You had them at 7.
Yeah, I did. I don't know why.
I do know why. Because Mike McCarthy is a shitty head coach.
I agree. But
with that much talent, I don't know if Dak's the answer either. I don't.
It's fair to.
If he does not win a playoff game this year,
they might move on.
I don't think they're gonna move on. They just paid him. It's him or McCarthy's got to go though.
I agree.
I get you're on the road in this matchup, but the NFC East looks like the NFC Beast now, so it's gonna be very hard. Bills, Dolphins. I'm taking the Bills.
Okay, I was gonna say there's no. I can't see them winning.
Bengals, Ravens. I'm just joking. The Bengals are gonna storm the Ravens. Of course, the divisional game's gonna be a close one. Same thing with the Dolphins game. If Tua plays, it's gonna be a very close game. Dolphins, I think, outplayed the Bills last time they played in Buffalo.
I agree.
But he was saying, Bengals just have too much star power to go against. It's just very, very hard. Chargers, Jaguars.
Taking the boys in Duval. I don't think either team who wins this game loses next round. Right?
My boy Herbie is.
It's the first playoff game. He's gonna prove himself.
It's both their first playoff games. And I feel like the Jaguars have a better coach.
Mm-hmm.
But the Chargers have a better defense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Chargers. And we'll go to the AFC side now. Bengals, Bills. I'm taking the Bengals. I just know Joe Burrow ain't losing. He wants to go back to that Super Bowl, and I just don't see him losing this game. I'll just go these easy ones real quick.
Yeah.
Eagles, fucking Giants. This game's gonna be.
I think that could be a blowout.
San Fran Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks. You were expecting that one. No one is. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady ain't losing to Brock Purdy. I don't care how hot they are. They ain't losing to Brady.
They beat him 35-7 in
They ain't losing to Brady in the playoffs.
Wow. Okay.
And Chargers Chiefs. I'm taking the Chargers as well.
Wow. You got some upsets in yours.
Herbie is the truth. And the only reason I'm doing this is game of the year. You said that one was. This is the game of the year. Who doesn't want to see who's the best quarterback from the 2020 class, Herbert or Burrow? I've always said it's Herbert. I will keep saying it's Herbert until he loses this game. He's got to win. Must-win game.
This is a must-win game. That would be, I mean...
But the Bengals are just so good. I don't want to pick against them, but I'm going to. I'm taking the Chargers to go to be the AFC champions and go to the Super Bowl. And we'll get Bucks versus Eagles now. Oh my
playoff
God.
rematch of last year.
It is.
When the Bucks stormed them.
And the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. He knows. He knows if he didn't get hurt, he might have had a chance to win that MVP. But guess what I'm doing right here? No matter what happens. You ain't beating Brady in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts is not beating him. I'm sorry to say it. You guys can call me dumb as much as you guys want. It ain't happening.
Wow, this is probably the most interesting Super Bowl.
No one's expecting Buccaneers Chargers Super Bowl.
No
except
way.
me. Come back to this video when you see it happen. Buccaneers Chargers.
I mean, he's gotten this far. I mean, you might as well pick him again.
No one's beaten Brady in the playoffs. Except Justin Herbert. I had the Chargers going to the Super Bowl in the first place before the season started. I'm sticking with my pick.
Wow, sticking with it.
Is just, they're getting healthy like you said. They're just too good in my opinion. Keenan Allen going to show why he is top 10. Fuck that Devontae Smith top 10 bullshit. I love Devontae Smith. He's easily top 20. Keenan Allen's going to show. Mike Williams is going to show. Austin Eckler is going to show. Herbert is going to show. Derwin James. Joey
I do have
Bosa.
a Derwin James jersey.
No.
Joey is Bosa back already?
Yep.
Wow, this could be.
Khalil Mack.
The Chargers really might.
The
their
Chargers
defense
are scary. I don't know if JC.
I think JC Jackson's done.
If he came back too, that'd just be even. Asante Samuel.
I agree. I think.
I just don't want to pick against the Chargers. I love the Bills. I love them. And I didn't even have them going after the second round. And I'm not the biggest Brady fan either, but you just don't beat him in the playoffs. Unless your name's Justin Herbert. And you have the best wide receiver duo in the league after this season. Like, their skill sets just match so well together, in my opinion. Mike Williams is just that deep ball.
I think they
get me one.
I think they could use a slot guy though.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like that's where
Herbert.
Najigba could come into play.
You think the Chargers will pick that low? Won't they pick?
They'll pick
Najigba's
later. Najigba's going second round now. Me and you talked about this the other day.
He won't go second round.
If he
There's
does.
no shot.
If he does.
There's no shot.
Addison, I don't know. You watch a lot of Addison. Does he go on the inside or outside?
He could play both. I think he's so good. I mean, I watched him at Pitt, and smooth route.
Who's better?
He kind of reminds me of Keenan Allen, like a shade of Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Gerald Everett, Herbie, Eckler, Rashawn Slater.
Rashawn Slater's done for the year, I thought. Did he come back?
I swear. He might be done. Who knows? I would just name him the first offensive lineman that came to my mind because he's good.
No, they have Zion and Corey Linsley, too.
Yeah. Corey Linsley, former Packer.
Yeah.
Missed that dude.
Nice.
But I'm taking the Chargers still.
All right, let's do something real quick.
What's
Let's go through one X factor on each team that is a non-quarterback. I mean, you could go with a QB if you want, I would say. But I would say one X factor that would be a reason the team wins the Super Bowl.
Wow, I just went up.
Okay,
so you're saying
go through regardless of our picks, go through one X factor that each team has. Maybe
non-quarterback.
We'll go non-QB. Go non-QB.
You can go first with this one.
Okay, so for the Chargers, I would say it's probably the health of Mike Williams. Obviously, is number one, but I would say 2 would probably be Brandon Staley, because I think this roster. I agree with you in this sense that the roster has what it takes to get it done. I said player. But Brandon Staley's probably the biggest X factor, and I would say player-wise, it would probably be Trey Pipkins, because you're probably going to see Josh Allen round 1. If you make it out of round 1, you're going to see the Chiefs, whoever the Chiefs bring off the edge. You could see a little bit of Chris Jones wrecking that game, who's been really, really good this year. Top 3 in deep boy. I mean, the Chargers have to protect Herbert. And if they do, I think they could make a run. For the Jags,
Doug Peterson.
I don't think it's Doug. I don't think it's Doug. I think for the Jags is actually going to probably be Tyson Campbell. And I think he's really one of the more underrated players in the NFL. Coming out of Georgia, I really liked him. And I think he's going to prove himself as a real CB1 and enter into the chat.
I want to say top 10.
No.
I want to say top 10 again.
Of top 15 corners, and probably the best. Probably he's going to enter the conversation for the best player on the Jags defense. Ravens, could go a lot of guys here. Lamar, yeah, we're going non-QB. I think it's probably J.K. Dobbins. I think we've seen a lot from Dobbins since he's come back. I think we've seen a lot of good. And I think he's crucial in the run game if they need to beat the Bengals. I think he sets up Lamar, and I think he also is going to be the X factor to their passing game. The Bengals go a lot of different ways here. I think we're going to go with a guy who played a key role in the last year's playoffs. No, we're not. We're going to go with Trey Hendrickson. And I think a lot of people don't realize how good
Sam
he is.
Hubbard. Is he bad? Is he playing?
He should be. I think he's opposite of
yeah, he is.
Hendrickson.
They play him both.
Yeah, I think Trey Hendrickson has to really show out this playoffs, and I think one of the things that's interesting about the AFC is you could see a lot of weak offensive lines, rather weak.
You could say that, of course. I really like the Ravens offensive line. I really do.
Who's their right tackle now?
I don't know, but I've watched a lot of Ravens games because they're.
Is it that real big tackle from Minnesota? I can't remember his name.
I don't know, but I just feel like I don't know. Like I just feel like the Ravens can do something with Lamar.
I agree. They're different. They're different
and
with
if Lamar does play, trust me, and they win, Lamar's coming back to Baltimore. If he doesn't play, I don't see him.
If they don't win, is Lamar gone? Well, that's a conversation for another day. We'll actually have this talk after the playoffs. Miami, obviously, it's the health of Tua.
But you said no QB.
No QB, and I keep mentioning the QBs. But for Miami, I'm gonna go with Javon Holland. Actually, I'm gonna. You know what? I take that back.
What the?
I'm gonna go.
My bad stream.
I'm gonna go with Kader Kohou, the CB2, the undrafted rookie who's played a lot for the Dolphins this year with the injuries to Byron Jones, Noah Igbenogany. I just completely butchered his last name. Kader Kohou has to step up. He's going to guard Gabe Davis round 1. If they make it past, he's probably going to see T. Higgins round 2. And if they make it past that, he's either going to see Mike Will, a combination of Mike Will, Christian Kirk, Juju. I think
if they make it past the Bills, they're going against the Chiefs.
Yeah. Or Jags or
7 seed Dolphins, they're going against one. They would go against the 1 number Chiefs.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So they go against probably
Mecole. See some Mecole. See some
MVS.
MVS. MVS. I think he's key because I think if the Dolphins can lock down one side of the field and shift it to Xavier Howard, I think that favors the Dolphin side. And if you make them go to the middle of the field, you're going to see Javon Holland. And I think Cater, if he plays well, this Miami team can really make a run. I think if he can at least cover wide receiver twos, it makes this Miami defense that much better and allows maybe maybe a second, half second more of pressure. Which you don't know where that second half second could lead you. Buffalo.
I don't mind for Buffalo. And it's very easy, in my opinion.
Buffalo, for me, is going to be Gabe Davis. And I don't know if
you're...
That
was my second guy.
There's
3 guys on the Bills.
That's actually going to be a matchup of this game. Kohu against Gabe Davis. And the main reason I say Gabe Davis is I think if Gabe Davis plays well,
he's been very inconsistent.
Yes, he's been really inconsistent this year. We don't know what Gabe we're going to see. And we saw last year he turned up against the Chiefs.
Yeah, just came a little bit too short.
Yeah, but I think it unlocks the whole offense if Gabe is playing well, getting open, creating separation. I think if he plays well, watch out for Buffalo.
You're missing out on Dawson Knox as well. He's not one of my X factors, but when Dawson Knox gets going,
the Bills are scary.
I just feel like he brings the juice.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
I can see that.
I'll go with the AFC right
now.
Go
ahead.
You got Chiefs. You got the Chiefs as well.
Oh, yeah. We kind of forgot about the Chiefs. The Chiefs, it's gonna be Pacheco. And the main reason I say that is if the Chiefs get this run game going like we saw against the Raiders, Pacheco's the main running guy, I'd say. Pacheco's your first, second down back. You're going to see Jerick McKinnon probably in second to third down range.
He's going to score a machine.
Yes, absolutely. But Pacheco, I just think he unlocks a whole nother dimension to this offense that they haven't had. We saw how Clyde struggled this year, and I think it's Pacheco. I think if Pacheco gets going, the Chiefs are dangerous.
Okay. I'll go. I'll start with the Chiefs. I think it's Chris Jones. I 100% think it's Chris Jones. He can take over a game in a second.
I can agree with that.
Did you see him in the Raiders game? Yeah. He was getting after him.
2.5 sacks,
They had 7 sacks as a team. When he gets going, pressure just gets there. Mm-hmm. I liked the Chiefs defense before the year started. You didn't.
I had questions about their secondary.
Yeah, I think you can still have that. I'll go to the Bills. The Bills have many X factors for me if they want to go on a run. And number 1 priority is getting the run game going, in my opinion.
I thought about that too.
Every running back on that team, Ka'ir Elam, is an X factor on that team.
He's our CB1, right?
CB2 right now, actually.
Trey White back.
Yeah. Okay. I watched this. I watched a little bit of that Bills game, and I've been watching it here and there recently. Him in man-to-man coverage, he's not looked good.
Yeah.
He hasn't. He's been looking really good in zone. Yeah. When you see him. And man-to-man coverage, he just gets burnt too much. And I feel like you can't do that, especially against the Dolphins. Yeah. If you're matched up in man-to-man coverage against Waddle, Tyreek, you ain't beating them.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of man.
Yeah, you won't. But then say you go against the Chargers, man-to-man against Keenan. Or Mike Will, yeah. Against the Bengals?
Yeah. You can't play man-to-man.
I'll go to the Bengals now. A lot of guys that gotta play good. And I don't want to just put it as a whole. Same thing as I think it's the offensive line.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah.
Offensive line protects Burrow.
Yeah.
They're dangerous. They still are dangerous when they
win a
don't.
Super Bowl if they protect them.
Yeah.
They win the bowl.
But you see, they let up 8 sacks, I think, 9 sacks last year against the Titans, second round.
Yeah. And
they still won.
Yeah.
That's just how on fire their defense was last year. Jaguars. I'm going Josh Allen.
I can see that.
Or you can see a breakout Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
One of them, they got to get to the quarterback. They got to make Herbert feel uncomfortable in that first round. And there's so many superstar quarterbacks. You just got to make them feel uncomfortable because if they feel like no one's coming after you, they're going to be
slinging.
Yeah. Chargers. A lot of guys on the Chargers, my Super Bowl team. And I'm going to go. I think their X factor, like the person that's gonna help them win it all, is Joey Bosa.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Either him
or Mac on the other side, maybe.
Either him or Gerald Everett.
Yeah.
I really like Gerald Everett. I hated him before this year started.
Yeah.
But he's been playing good. Same thing with Evan Ingram over here with the
Jaguars. That's a really good thing. He had a big week the 1 week and they won. So.
He's had a big year.
Yeah.
Over 1,000 receiving yards. Ravens. Secondary.
Yeah.
Their secondary.
Which was once their really big strength.
Marlon Humphrey has played amazing this year. We'll say that right now. He's not up a touchdown at all this year. Which I feel like that's a blown stat.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah. You can
it's
let someone get down to
people down to the red zone. Yeah.
But I feel like if you can get that secondary going, if they just don't let up the big plays
to the Bengals
and they keep the momentum themselves,
I
feel like they could be dangerous.
Yeah.
But of course I think it's Lamar. If you're not counting quarterbacks, Dolphins. I always forget his name. You're gonna correct me on it. Christian Wilkins, is that his name?
Yes, that's his name.
100%.
He's
for
a
the
dog.
Dolphins.
He is a dog.
I haven't watched that much Dolphins games this year, but when the Packers and Dolphins played, I was literally praying he would get hurt. He was pissing me the fuck off.
He is
so much. He was playing so good.
So underrated.
I think he's one of the better interior guys.
Yeah,
and I watched his film. I've watched a little bit of his.
He's entered the conversation.
Yeah, but we'll go over to the NFC side, and you can go first with this one.
Cowboys. Go a lot of different ways here. I'm gonna go Trayvon Diggs. I think that's a simple answer. He's.
I went with a lot of simple answers. Yeah. We're going with a very diplex, more like guys that you know that need to step it up.
Yeah, I think
I went with that with Elam and shit like that. But
yeah,
I liked your picks. So
I think if Trayvon Diggs plays well, I think the whole Cowboys defense fluctuates better. I mean, the obvious answer would be probably Micah, but I think teams are going to key in on Micah, and I think you're going to see a little bit of DeMarcus Lawrence this playoffs. But if Trayvon can't hold up, I mean, Mike Evans could be torching him. Mike Evans could seriously be torching him.
Who's their slot corner for Godwin?
Yeah.
Brown's on the outside.
Right. Is it? I think
they bring Curse down into the slot.
That's what I was thinking, but is it?
I don't watch enough Cowboys.
I don't know why.
Like. We're talking about the NFL. I think we both know very much a lot about the NFL.
We don't know.
For our age and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make it sound like we're young as fuck, but
I don't even know.
Pretty young for it.
I don't even know who that'd be.
But yeah. You go with the Buccaneers now.
Chris Godwin coming back. If he's explosive, I think teams are gonna key in on Mike. I think they're gonna try and shut down Mike. But I think Brady has to be Brady, normal Brady, for them to make a run, and I think Chris Godwin has to be a huge part of that. I also could see a little bit of Lenny. Making sure. I mean.
Yeah, I know what mine is, but.
The Giants.
It's Dayball. Dayball just makes the.
I agree, but. I think if we're gonna say the whole offensive line, I think I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go with the Giants' whole wide receiver core. They have to win their one-on-ones against the Vikings' poor secondary. They have to. If they don't, I mean, you could argue Saquon too in that game. I'll pick a specific receiver for the Giants. I'll go
Richie James.
I was gonna say probably what's his name? Sterling Shepard, is he out for the year? He's out for the year. Who else am I thinking?
There's Richie James. There's Hodges.
I mean, he is throwing to like
NPCs.
He is throwing to NPCs.
I feel like Galladay.
I was gonna say Galladay, but I didn't want to get blamed for it.
Amazing.
Galladay might be back.
He's not back.
He might play a key role in this game.
He could.
That might be a scorching hot take, but Kenny Galladay might play a huge role in this game.
Go to the Vikings.
It's Dalvin Cook. They have to be able to run the ball. They have to be able to run the ball in the Giants. If they don't, I mean, we've seen from the Sean McVay coaching tree, which O'Connell is from, you have to run the ball. The Rams didn't run the ball well enough this year, and it didn't open up the whole offense. The Vikings have to run the ball, and I think it starts with Dalvin Cook. Okay. Seattle. I'm gonna go with their edge rushers. I think
Nowusu?
I would go with Chenna. Yeah, I would go in Wusu. Who they have on the other side now of Nwosu? Is it
Jordan Brooks is done for the year.
Jordan Brooks is an edge rusher?
No, they've been putting him on the
really?
a little bit.
Well, that's how much they've been struggling, which you have to play out of position. We'll specifically say Nwosu for right now. He has to be able to get pressure on Purdy. If they can't get pressure on Purdy, the game's already over.
The Niners is Purdy, 100%.
The Niners.
I think.
If I had to pick someone else on the Niners, which I am, I'm going Charvarius Ward.
He's having a really good year.
He has had a really good year, and he has to keep it up in the playoffs. He's going to see DK round 1. If the Seahawks, if the Niners win, more than likely, you're going to see one of the Cowboys or Bucks, where you could see some of CeeDee Lamb, you could see some of Mike Evans, and if they make it even further, you're going to see probably AJ and Devontae. He has to keep up what he's been doing in that cover 3. He can't get deep balls over him. If they get deep balls, it nullifies anything Nick Bosa does, because he's not going to be able to get pressure. I mean, it has to be Charvarius Ward. He has to keep it up.
And then we got the Eagles. Are you Devontae Smith?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Devontae Smith. I think if Devontae Smith plays well, the Eagles should have no problem going to the Super Bowl. That might be a hot take, but if Devontae Smith plays the way he's ended this regular season, which has been really well, like again, he torched the Cowboys. He torched who did he play last week? Not the Giants, but the week before.
I can tell you.
I can't remember. But he played. I think he played well again that week. He played well for me in my fantasy championship.
Yeah.
In my fantasy.
Okay, we'll talk about this real quick.
I
had the best team in the league. All right, and I want this is when Aaron Rodgers, they were 4-8.
We do have some breaking news after your story too.
Wait, no, tell me right now, what is it?
Titans fired Todd Downing.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought they fired Vrabel for a second.
Titans fired Todd Downing. Kyler to have new input on head coach. Obviously, Cliff Kingsbury got fired today. Lovie Smith got fired today.
That was last night.
Lovie Smith got fired. Okay, I thought I didn't know exactly.
He got fired like midnight.
I mean, there's a few vacancies. Go ahead with your story. Sorry, I just wanted to report that.
No, okay. So fantasy, Aaron Rodgers. We all know about it. 4-8. They might not play him. He got hurt. So I'm like, I need a quarterback. This dude had Deshaun Watson. It was the week he was coming back. I had Devontae Smith sitting on my bench because my receivers. I had the best team in the league. I had Derrick Henry, Dameon Pierce, Devontae Adams, Amon-Ra, Travis Kelce, Mike Evans. I'm like, Devontae Smith. We're trading for Deshaun Watson straight up because he was being a stingy little bitch. He didn't even make the playoffs. He didn't even make the playoffs, boys. And guess what he does? He goes like, yeah, give me Devontae Smith and Devontae Smith gets.
He wouldn't give up anything else.
Because my bench was shit.
Devontae Smith
too much away.
Top.
All right, but I'll go Eagles. Right here, I think it's Chauncey. Just got back from injury.
That's fair.
I feel like he is such a game changer. He was having an amazing year.
That was a hell of a trade.
Until he got hurt.
That was
But you never know when someone gets hurt. You never know what kind of player they're going to be afterwards.
When they come back. That's why I'm.
And I feel like they rushed him back as well because they're in the playoffs.
But they do have that bye, which is key for him coming back.
We'll go to San Francisco. I think it's Fred Warner.
That's fair.
He's the best player, in my opinion, on that defense. I think.
Ooh.
I think he's the best linebacker in the league.
Ooh, best player on that defense.
I know Bosa's him. But Fred Warner.
I would say maybe most influential.
I just really like Fred Warner, and
I do too. I just don't think he's better than Bosa. I don't think he's better than
the Vikings.
You gonna take what I said?
No.
Adam Thielen.
KJ Osborne. He's been getting going.
Is that the right route with the receiver?
Yeah. I really like KJ Osborne. I think he could be a good wide receiver too on a team. Like Christian Kirk is. If he gets in a good scheme, everyone thought it was an overpay. I thought it was an overpay. I bet you thought it was an overpay.
But I think it's still an overpay.
He's playing amazing though.
I agree, but for $21 million.
But they come to Jacksonville at the time.
That's true. That's a good point. $21 million in Jacksonville is probably $16 million elsewhere.
Yeah.
Take that $5 million, give or take. So.
Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette and Rachaad White.
Yeah.
They cannot run the ball. They're averaging, I think, less than 3 yards a carry right now.
And part of that's not their problem. Part of it is some of the offensive line.
Yeah, they're banged up, but you got to get the run game going.
Absolutely.
It's just that simple. Dallas. I think it's Zeke as well.
I was thinking about that too, but
I don't want to say Zeke though.
You can say the running back room.
I don't know. Like, I feel like their offense is so good, but it can be so good. I think it's McCarthy too, as well. It's just very complex. What you can.
I trust Kellen Moore. I know you hate on McCarthy, but I think Kellen Moore is one of the better.
I hate McCarthy because Packers and everything like that. Giants, Dexter Lawrence.
Who's really coming into his own.
The whole front seven, basically.
Yeah. They have to stop the run.
Brian Dable. Brian Dable is he's coach of the year. You remember what I was saying? I said he was the next Josh Allen before the season started. He was going to turn Daniel Jones on. Oh, that was a big stretch. Big stretch.
Happen, but he's definitely improved Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and then Seattle.
I can actually think of another guy that I didn't say that could play a role.
On Seattle?
I would go Tariq Woolen. I think Tariq Woolen is just as good as Sauce Gardner. And I don't think people are realizing it.
Yeah. But I don't know where I'd go on Seattle. Like, I feel like San Fran is just gonna run the ball up the gut. So I think their whole front seven, they're just gonna run it.
Yeah.
McCaffrey's gonna have a big day. And I don't think that Seattle's just gonna sit there and take it.
Can agree with that.
That's what I was worried about with Green Bay. If they got into that 7th seed, our X factor was Kenny Clark.
And Quay right behind him. Probably.
Quay's just got temper issues, and Devondre. And Savage, our whole free safety.
Yes.
Our whole free safeties.
Savage. I really like Darnell Savage too.
But yeah, that's our X factors. What else? Do you want to go over anything else?
I mean, I'll say this real quick. Joe Woods was fired from Cleveland today. Their defensive coordinator.
I feel like they're gonna get what's his name?
Brian Flores.
Yep.
I could see that happening, 100%. Todd Downing, as we said, was just fired from Tennessee. Did we see any other coordinators get fired today?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I hope Joe Barry's gone.
I hope Matt Canada's gone. Which Tomlin actually did come out and say, wait, let me find it. I'm not going to speculate on the future decision of Matt Canada. So, in the end, Tomlin makes the decision. It's not just the GM.
Yeah.
So, we hope he's gone. I hope we get Doug Peterson. Or, not Doug Peterson, Frank Reich. But I don't think we will. Cliff Kingsbury's gone.
Watch out for those Broncos next year.
Which they said, I saw something the other day that said the Broncos could give up first to get Sean Payton.
They will. I know they will.
I think they could.
I feel like it's either him or you get Harbaugh.
Okay, actually, I want to say one thing real quick. And maybe we won't leave on this. Maybe we'll talk about it more. If the Pittsburgh Steelers, or we'll say the New England Patriots, or we'll say any team with a great head coach, is offered 2 first-round picks for their head coach, are you saying yes or no? If you're that team.
Matters that coach.
Mike Tomlin.
No, you don't accept that.
Bill Belichick.
No, you don't accept that, of course.
Sean McVay.
McVay's might be gone. If I'm McVay, I'm leaving. I'm 100% leaving, taking like 2 years off.
And then coming back.
Because I think he's the best coach in the league. Him and Reed.
Think schematically.
1A, 1B, yes.
Alright, well, wait.
Everyone's been taking everything off the Rams. Everyone's playbook is based off the Rams, in my opinion. Them and the Chiefs.
Kyle Shanahan.
Fuck no.
If you're the Niners, you're saying?
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, I would.
McDermott.
No.
Brian Dable.
It takes 7 first-round picks to get Brian Dable off of the head coaching job.
Sirianni.
I would. I feel like that roster's just so good.
I mean,
I think it has nothing to do with
I mean, this is something we don't really see, and we're probably not going to see.
How about Mike McDaniel?
No. If I'm Miami?
Yeah,
I'd do that.
What about Zach Taylor?
I'd do that. Yeah, if I were the Bengals. If I were the Bengals, I'd say Zach Taylor in a first for McVay. Who says no? Who says no?
What about Pete Carroll?
I would probably say no if I'm Seattle because I think Pete Carroll has another good 5 years left in him, and I think he's part of the reason why Geno is where he is right now.
What about Doug Peterson?
I would say yeah. If I were, the Jags don't have a history of hiring good head coaches. I take that back. No. And before you say Brandon Staley, the Chargers would 100% do that.
I think they do it for a second. No, I
think they do it for one singular first.
Do you think McDaniels is staying? I'm not McDaniels. Fucking Raiders coach.
McDaniels?
It is
yeah.
McDaniels.
What are you saying? If
No, not just gone in general. Not even for picks. Just gone. See ya. Bye.
No, I don't think he's gone. I think the Raiders.
Do you think Saul is gone?
No. Oh, I'm not firing Saul. No. This year was not on Saul.
Okay, here's actually a good one. 2 first-round picks. I was saying if you're the Lions for Dan Campbell. He switched everything on the Lions.
I wouldn't do it. I think maybe we could make this argument that behind a quarterback, the singular most important job on a team
is head coach.
I
think head coach is before a quarterback. Because showing with Herbert right now, Brandon Staley is ruining him, in my opinion. That's why he's the next factor on that team.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think, I would say I would go behind a QB because Mike Vrabel is a hell of a head coach.
Imagine Harbaugh goes to the Chargers.
Yeah, it's gonna be scary.
But I feel like he saved his job getting to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think he earned himself another year. I think Harbaugh could be the head coach of Carolina Panthers after this year.
No.
I wanna actually talk about one thing. And this is something that I saw on TikTok. Specifically Elite Takes. Yes.
Hey.
Is Sam Howell the future of the Washington Commanders?
I was saying since week 9. No, not week 9, like week 12.
Speaking of, we'll talk about that later. But go ahead, see what you're gonna say.
Like week 12, I was saying throw him. I said this to Bernie.
Throw him in there. What do you have to lose?
I said they're good right now, but Heineke is just.
Yeah.
I love Heineke. I love his story.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's just not that guy. Carson Wentz. I love Carson Wentz too. I love that whole QB room, not as players, but as just people.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz is one of the best people out.
I agree.
Did you hear that Carson Wentz gave up his whole family booth to Sam Howell's family, for his whole family could sit in the booth and watch him play his first game.
Yeah.
I think Carson Wentz the leader. I don't think he's a starting quarterback. I think he's a good backup in this league.
He's a good leader, yeah. And I think if the time calls for Carson Wentz, he'll answer. I think you could see a little Geno Smith magic like with Carson Wentz. I don't think he's completely done yet.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. I think it's
something.
Geno
Smith has got the perfect situation with Seattle, though.
I think okay. Well, actually, we'll talk about this after. But I think Sam Howell is the future of the Commanders. I think for at least half of next year, he's earned himself some starts.
He outplayed
the other two.
He outplayed Dallas.
Yeah.
He outplayed Dak.
Yeah. He outplayed Dak.
That was the worst performance of a quarterback, I think, this whole year.
Oh, yeah, Dak played terrible last week. Oh, absolutely.
Other than fucking maybe Flacco and what's his name last week, Skyler.
Yeah.
Which Skyler, people were hyping him up. I don't know if you were one of them after the preseason, saying he could be decent. I saw a little bit on TikTok.
I liked him coming out of KSU. I liked him coming out of Kansas State, but that was about it. I thought he could be like another Taysom Hill.
I don't know. But yeah, I feel like, and here's one more thing I want to talk about. I want to touch on the Bears at the first overall pick. Who's trading up for it?
Okay, so
Give me 3 teams and say which 3 you think is gonna be the best.
Colts.
Okay.
Raiders. I think the Raiders.
What are they gonna give up? Devontae?
Darren Waller. I don't think they give up Devontae. And I'm gonna go with the real sleeper here. Go with Baltimore. If they lose Lamar.
Wow.
That's in play. It has to be in play. It would have to be some form of a play.
Do you want me to say mine?
Yeah.
Miami.
remember, if you remember last year, my draft predictions video, I had them trading up for Malik Willis.
Yep, I think Miami. Also the Jets.
Oh, that's in play. The Jets are in play, but I think the Jets will be in play for Lamar too in the offseason. Don't say what I think you're gonna say.
What is it?
Just say it.
No, tell me what you think.
No.
Tell me what you think.
No.
I want to know what you think. Who you think I'm gonna say?
Detroit.
No.
Okay, good.
There's like one sneaky team I think could get them to get the number 1 overall pick and change up everything. Tampa Bay.
Whoa. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a sleeper too. New England. I think if Belichick really falls in love with Bryce Young, he will go get him.
I'll tell you this right now. I don't see Belichick moving up. I don't.
I don't either, and he would be hesitant to do that.
They're at number 14 right now.
They would be hesitant to do that, and
they
would have to give up Judon to do that as well. So Houston has 1.
Wait, that's wrong. My bad. I think this is draft order right here. It's just being very laggy right now. Give me 1 second. I don't know. This might be it. I might just.
Houston has 2. Chicago has 1. Houston has 2. Cardinals have 3, right? No. Yeah, we'll just look on them.
Yeah. Okay. So it goes. I know it goes. Bears, Texans. It gotta be Cardinals in at 3, right?
No, wait. The Colts have a worse. No, Cardinals have gotta be 3.
Yeah, Cardinals, Colts.
Whoever.
Seattle.
Seattle has the Broncos pick. They go 5.
Lions, because they have the Rams pick.
Yep, at 6.
Raiders.
Texans again.
It's just very, and then you got all this right here.
Yeah, all the 7.
I know Panthers are at 9.
Is the Jets? Or the Wow, the Jets with that loss really actually gave themselves a good pick.
But yeah, that's about it for this one. One of these days this week, I was telling him about this. I want to go to our before the season record predictions. Because obviously the game's about to start here pretty soon here.
Georgia, 34-31.
Georgia, 53-17.
Whoa! Blow on the national championship. I'm putting it on.
Georgia ain't getting touched. You can't turn it on the TV. It's going to be the Roku.
Oh.
But yeah, stream, that's been it. Hope you guys did enjoy this one.
We'll be back.
Hit the subscribe button. We're gonna take over YouTube Shorts. Just watch that very shortly. You didn't think that one was funny? I tried to put a pun in there. I said, we're gonna be putting on YouTube Shorts. Be ready for that shortly.